Hey, good morning. It is Saturday morning here. It's about 7 a.m. I'm getting ready to do chores here and gonna do a little update while I'm doing that. The garage here at the place is just darn near finished. We've got the gutters left to go on and the garage door openers to go up. I'm going to take you on a little tour. I will show you electricity. Yay! So, on the electrical front here, the guy come out, the electrician, I think I'd mentioned before, a contractor of a contractor. Like our contractor worked with the electrical guy. There's the garage doors, openers. And anyway, he come out here, didn't have crimpers the day he was going to hook it up to the main power, and wanted to meet our REC out here, and had on his way out, he called me and had all these reasons as to why his dad didn't want him up there hooking that up. Said it's majorly sketch. And so the REC guy pulled in the driveway at the same time the electrician did. And yeah, he had no intentions of hooking that up. He talked to the REC guy, said, "Is there any way I can pay you to do it?" And the REC guy's like, "I gotta call my boss. We don't do this usually. Usually the electrician does the connection on the house side." And so he said, "We don't normally do this, and I can't do this without talking to my boss." So anyhow, the guy called his boss. Well, his boss happened to be the one that come out in the first place to talk to the electrician the first time. And so he calls his boss, and his boss must have remembered us. And he said, I heard him on speaker, told the electrician, or told the line worker, he's like, "Is it going to be a huge hassle for you? Is it pretty easy? Does it look like it's pretty easy?" And he said, "Yeah, no problem." And he's like, "Why don't you just do it?" He said, "I have a feeling, we'll have to come out again if you don't just do it. Just do it. Let's get this off our plate." So he did. And, I thank those guys quite a bit. And then, so then the electrician goes ahead and puts the outside lights on. I don't know if you can see me or not, but that's all right. Goes ahead and puts the outside lights up. And, that was the only thing he really had left other than just turning things on. And so he did that. And hold on, I'm going to go ahead and set you out here, and I'm going to go ahead and feed the calves, and then I'll finish my story. But we'll have a pickup ride to do our talking. Should have known that to start with, but plenty of story time. So anyway, electrician finishes up the little bit of work that he had left here. Gets done, he said, "Hey, is there any way you can fill that hole? I didn't bring my shovel." And so, like, he said, "Do you have a tractor or something?" I said, "I do. I actually have a shovel here. Come to think of it, you know, if you'd like to use the shovel, well, the tractor would certainly be easier if you don't mind." And I said, "Well, okay, whatever." So anyway, I went, after he left, got the shovel. It really was not a tractor job up next to a garage. Most of the work here, I'll show you, most of the work here is right next to the garage. He had this line dug there, right? So, I mean, I could get my tractor in here, sure I could, but the big hole is right in here, you know, that he had dug. I probably wouldn't get my tractor in here even if I could, just because it's a brand new garage, you know, and I don't want to tap anything. So this is, I mean, what are we talking here? Maybe, you know, 20 foot, if that, probably not even that. The lineman connected on one of those. Well, the wires coming out, the new conduit is this one here on this side of the shutoff. So there's where the lineman hooked on, and it's all outside of the box that he thought was the sketch. So anyhow, garage is done, and the beautiful thing about building this garage at the same time we were waiting for derecho repairs is that we were able to get in on, you know, and hold somebody accountable. Not that they needed held accountable, but we had more shingles blow off, and nobody really wants to get on our house to put shingles on, especially a patch job. But we were able to kind of say, well, you know, the roof on the house isn't done, and they knew that their pay for the garage was going to weigh heavily on everything being done. We've got gutters left to put on, both the garage and the house. They're supposed to be out Monday or Tuesday to do that. I would guess the garage door guy will probably be out today to finish the garage door openers. And then once that's all done, I think the only thing I can think of that we will have left, we are having them do a little bit of siding touch up, some things they missed. There's a window in the attic that they're going to put in, and but mainly the only thing left is the pillars, and those are on back order, and you know, I'm not crazy worried about that, to be real honest with you. So, but it has been nice having that garage, because we paid half the materials, but we're not paying a dime until everything else is done, minus the pillars. We still owe half on the pillars, so we'll go ahead and you know, we'll go ahead and pay that. Little update on the tire. That thing was going down much faster So, yeah, you guessed it. Yours truly patched another one. Not really even a patch, it's a plug. And it seems to be holding up really well, so, but, yeah. Luckily, my keys are in here. I couldn't find my keys this morning. I was kind of in a hurry last night. I run up and kind of behind on my mowings, and I went up and mowed the in-laws' yard last night. Just so father-in-law was supposed to come home today, and I'm so bummed that they're going to keep him a few more days for some precautionary, I guess he has some kind of bacteria that is bad for somebody that's immunocompromised, and I know nobody wants to come home more than him. He hates hospitals, you know, and so I'm just really thinking of him today. Just so extremely bummed about it all. And so please say a prayer for my father-in-law, Ken. We want him back home as soon as possible, as soon as safely possible too, though. I mean, you know, you gotta go with what Mayo says, and you love the fact that they're on the ball and stuff, but boy, I know that's probably a pretty crushing blow to him. Just, Ken, if you're watching, we're sure thinking of you here, and I sure hope that we get this thing patched up and get you home as soon as possible. So that's that. Please, anybody else watching, you know, please say a prayer for Ken. He's sure in our prayers. So anyhow, keep going here. Kind of a somber day because of that. So, but go ahead and ride on up, and I want to get some. I've done a poor job of most of you don't know, this channel basically started as a way of keeping Ken updated while he was away. Or even when he was here, I was doing this so he could see the cows up the pasture and stuff like that, and so, you know, I enjoy doing this, and it's been, you know, it's been fun. It's been a technical challenge at times for me. I think I've discussed those, but I really enjoy doing it, and I know, you know, that sometimes it seems like, God, he shows a lot of cows. Well, that's why, because I know the guy that it's intended for, he don't want to hear me talk. He wants to see those cows, and I love him for it. So anyhow, we hopefully got enough shots of cows and stuff like that you know, we're doing what we're intended to do. There's a cow outside the fence at the Jones Ranch there. I think I maybe covered this, maybe I didn't. I don't remember, but got a little call on I believe it was Monday. We'll go into this next. But Monday I got a call. I was on a work call, and you know, my boss is on there and stuff. Cows are out, and so for me that's like, well, where are they out? You got cows in 3 different places, but come to find out it was at the in-laws, and so I I got off the call, texted my boss, said, hey, I got to run, I got cows out. So took off, drove 100 mile an hour over to the in-laws. Probably scared a few people along the way. And I get there and they're Jones's cows. And, just a welcome. It's never welcome to see cows out, but it's always kind of a welcome feeling to know they're not yours. So I have that going on. And back to the work thing. Holy crap! It's been a tough week at work. I Monday morning got in, and I do these checks because we've had so many issues with these database servers that store call center reporting on them. And I get in Monday morning and I'm doing my checks on those. Those are about the only thing I constantly check every Monday morning when I get in. A lot of times when the database backups don't run on those, for whatever reason, they lose their minds. And I believe I was out last Friday. Don't quote me on that, though. Yeah, I was, because we worked calves. So I was out last Friday, October 1st, and so I guess backups didn't run Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and hadn't run since on one of them. And so not good, right? Not good. Maybe you should start checking them twice a week now. But bottom line, I spent all week trying to correct that problem, and it was an outage when I first noticed it because both DBS servers were down. But then it became Monday, I don't know what time, Monday afternoon, pretty early. We were able to get the one DBS server back up, the standby, oddly enough. And so we got the standby back up, and then we started working on the primary. Well, the primary took 4 days to get it back up. We tried everything we could think of. We tried restoring from backup, so those servers are backed up. Complete image of the server every evening, like 3 a.m. in the morning, actually. And so we did that, and the first one I went back to was September 27th. I knew it was a good day because I do my Monday morning checks. We restored it, and there were a bunch of libraries missing. Couldn't start any of couldn't start the database. Seemed like the database was corrupt and all this stuff. And so we restored another one to 9/20, September 20th. I know that was a good day too, and got to looking, and the same thing happened. So then we started, spent a day or two uninstalling everything and reinstalling it, and we couldn't install stuff. Couldn't install stuff because same thing, libraries were missing. And so the vendor, I had the vendor on the horn working with them, and they're like, you got something going on with that server. I said, boy, I don't know what it would be. We're restoring to days that we know worked, right? I mean, and on a server, that's everything restored. Like, you take it back to that minute in time. And so all the files and everything, are back to that minute in time that you restored to. And so I'm pretty sure, that there wasn't anything at that moment in time that was bad because, 3 a.m. on a Monday morning. It would have been 3 a.m. on a Monday morning we restored to, and I had done my checks at like say 7 or 8 a.m. So I was pretty certain that there wasn't anything. I'm just gonna pull in here because cows are in back. So yeah. Anyway, we keep restoring, and then finally yesterday, the vendor's like, "This is an OS problem, an operating system problem." He's like, "Because we're not gonna ever get this restored if we don't get your IT team involved." So I pull my IT guy on there, and of course, first thing he says is like, "This is not an OS problem, this is a database problem." And I'm kind of with him on it. Like, it didn't seem like it should be an OS problem. Come to find out, and I don't know if this is for certain the problem, but come to find out, one of the guys that has moved on. Oh, this house is for sale. One of the guys that moved on out of that team had installed some, I don't know what you'd call it. Not really virus protection, more like I guess just for terms of simpleness, let's call it a virus protection program. He had installed the software on there to monitor the servers, and we think that so-called virus protection program, it really is not virus, but it is security related, but it's not virus that it's looking for. It's corrupted files, and it has maybe a list of file names that it scans and stuff. Anyhow, we think that was what the problem was. That it was putting those files in quarantine for some reason. I have no idea why. Once he uninstalled that, and then we went back to September 8th. I believe that's a Monday, September 8th. And when we did that, things started working. So it's too much of a coincidence that you turn that software off and things start working. And so anyhow, it was a long week of dealing with that, and I really couldn't get the rest of my job done. I have all kinds of stuff that I'm putting on lists to get done that I didn't even touch because I'm working on that all week. So I've got a bunch of maintenance coming up, night work, and I need to prepare for that, and it involves installing patches in our lab to test them before we put them in production, and so I'm way behind. Story of my life. But yeah, it was a crazy week of work. I run before I come out here to do this. I logged in to make sure that backups run last night, and they did. So I think the system is back to being good. Thankfully. The bow hunters are coming out. We are going to check the yard here. I mowed last night, and the last part that I mowed here was done like in the dark, so I have no freaking idea what to expect. I probably shouldn't put this on camera. I think my in-laws would just shake their head if they saw me mowing after dark and leaving all kinds of spots and stuff, but really was good intentions. Really was. So we'll go take a look at that. I gotta string the hose back out too. I did got the hose put away because we were mowing. And they'll be happy to know if they watch this. They'll be happy to know I have not hit the hose all summer. So I have put it up. Remember to put it up every single time. Even when I'm not the one mowing, I put it up. So yeah, I need to do some trim work. Let's go check though. This don't look too awful bad here. Need to do some trimming. Sorry if you're watching this, and this is where I finished up last night. I'm expecting to see a bunch of spots kind of, but it doesn't look like it, so maybe I got everything. It was so dark that I was having a hard time seeing it. Before we close out here, I'm going to go around the barn. It's been a while. I've been sending pictures up to the in-laws, but you know, there's a lot of progress made last week that didn't get covered here. So why don't I set you down here while I pick this hose up and stretch it. Heavy dew, so hopefully I don't fall on my cam here on camera. Everything's wet this morning. This is the yearling heifer pen and JoJo. JoJo is our low line, I guess you'd call her a pet. Miniature Angus, basically. Miniature Angus, she's a mature cow. She was, I think she's a 2017 model, maybe. Yeah, she's not a very good pet. Don't go buy a low line for a pet. It's a dumb idea. I'm just telling you that now. I'm gonna save you a couple $1,000. Don't go buy a low line for a pet. They suck. She has an attitude that don't quit. So, not good pets. Take that and tell your kids, not good pets. By God, we did that without falling. Okay, string this out here. I'm gonna put you on heifers out here if you can see them. See, maybe you can. They're kind of in the distance there, but I'll put you on those though rather than watching me string hose. I'm gonna put the hose on, fill the tank up, and then we'll go do some barn footage. So give me a second here. This is the exact reason why I was rushing around last night too. The dews are so heavy in the morning that you don't get to mow anything until afternoon at this point. Okay, I'm back. Thought you got rid of me, didn't you? Sorry. This heifer here is out of my 28D cow. I really like how she's easy keeping, got plenty of muscle. I think she's going to make a tremendous cow. The other two, I don't know if you can see them out there. They're out ways. But a couple of them I'm on the fence about, but she's not one of those. So anyway, now the moment we've all been waiting for. We're close. I had nothing to do with this. The barn is getting close. Here, much closer. Check that out. And so this is kind of cool too. There's the barn, but look at this shed they bought last fall. Okay, so here we go. I keep saying we. I did not do this. The guys got most of the metal on. They had to go to a different job. They told me, like, I think Wednesday might have been their last day here. They had to run to another job. But in that time, we got most of the metal on. So, just a little spot there in the roof, and then the office is not done. The office is going out here in front. But it is really coming along. Very cool. Very cool, I think. Now, one thing I did notice, I maybe should be saying this, but I'm going to say it. I did notice that it's not completely